Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good Friday morning to you. We're at the end of the week. We made it. We made it. We made it for those of us who work Monday through Friday. Welcome to my Car Chronicles on my way. This is Essie Russell Craig, and I am a transformational speaker and a transformational coach. And my goal is to get you to move, to get you unstuck, and to get you to the next chapter in your life. And so today, I don't have like one of these great, it could be though, I was going to say motivational, transformational word for you, because today is my mother's heavenly birthday, Essie Russell. And if anybody ever knew Essie Russell, you couldn't help but love that little old lady. And today is also her twin brother's birthday, and they're both celebrating together in heaven, and I praise God for that. So happy birthday to my mom, Essie Russell, and happy birthday to my uncle, Jesse Steward. And so today, it was just a tribute to her and the things that she did for us and how she took care of those 5 children. And I know now that she had some difficult days and some troubling days and some struggles to do that, but she did it. She did it. And some of you who know me know our story, and you know that her children, all 5 of us, Pam, Brenda, Vanessa, Larry, and myself, were born in Paris, Texas, and later moved to Los Angeles based on a decision that my mom made because of the relationship that her and my father were having. And she felt it was beneficial and safer for us to get out of that environment. And so to tell her story, and some may not understand, and it's okay if you don't. My mom moved here first so that she can prepare a place for us when she got here. And then little by little, she brought us out. And me and my brother Larry were the last 2. We were the youngest. We were the last 2 to come out. And I believe I was maybe 2.5 when she left. And then when I came to Los Angeles, I was 5. And so I've been here ever since. So I always tell people I am Texas born, Cali raised. But I wouldn't take my journey for anything else. I would not change my journey or trade my journey for anything else. And I look back, as I saw, I look back over my life and I think things over. And I look back over the life that she gave us. And this woman would get up early. Oh, that's that Proverbs 31 woman. She would get up early in the morning, and she would make sure that the 3 youngest ones, me, Vanessa, and Larry, she would cook breakfast for us before she left out in the morning to do what she had to do to take care of her children. And it's a struggle for me to get up now, and it's just me taking care of me. But just imagine her getting up early in the mornings, riding the bus to do, as they say, back then you were housekeeper's maid. Now it's domestic engineer. Whatever it was she had to do to take care of her children, she did it. But she made sure that we had a meal before we went to school. Xavier might have had some Pop-Tarts. I'm being real, right? Because this was the type of mother that she was, raising those children, making sure that we ate. There was never a time that there was not a meal in the household. There was never a time that I had to worry about coming home and there was no lights on and no gas on and running water. There was never a time that I missed a meal with her. And she was feeding all of us. She was feeding all of us in this household by herself. She did that. And I often wondered about, she would fry chicken. This is one of those things. She would fry chicken. My mother never ate before we did. And I knew I liked the leg, right? But I guess that was enough for me back then, because now you can't give me one leg and think I'm going to be good. So, you know, you got your 8 pieces of chicken, right? 2 legs, 2 wings, 2 thighs, 2 breasts. And I'm, you know, wondering, who ate what? I mean, you got 5 kids plus you, that's 6. And 8 pieces of chicken. And I don't know why that always baffles me about how she made a meal. I remember on Sunday mornings and her getting up early, starting her Sunday dinner so that when we came home from church, we had a whole meal ready to be cooked. You know, she put those neck bones on and those red beans on and those greens on, right? She made sure that there was a meal for her children. Fridays was a special day for us. That was the day that my mom said, you can have fast food. You can have fast food on Fridays, because every other day, and maybe Saturdays, but every other day of the week, my mom cooked. She cooked dinner for us. And it wasn't just, you know, I don't even know if my mom cooked spaghetti, because it was always some either fried chicken, some pork. We had a meal. Y'all get me, right? We had real meals every single day. And like I said, I look forward to Fridays because there was this hamburger stand called Walters. I lived in South Central LA, and there was this hamburger stand called Walters on, I believe it was 81st and Avalon. And I either got a hot link sandwich or I got a cheeseburger. I remember those were the 2 things. I swapped up. But if I tell you, them hot link sandwiches were fire with that barbecue sauce on it and some white bread, or we used to call it on some light bread. That was good. That was good. And so it was like the memories of her taking care of us and the sacrifices that she made, and introducing me to Jesus. Taking us to church, and making sure we learned our Easter and Christmas speeches, and like they say, those Saturday nights before where you're pressing the hair, and you know, I remember I'm telling you the stories of this lady who got me right here where I am right now. I remember this lady even as an adult. Me as an adult, she would go shopping and she would still come home with something for me, as if I was still that little girl that she had to buy a new dress for. If she saw a blouse that she thought I would look cute in, she bought it. Sometimes we had the same ones because she thought she was going to look cute in it too, so she bought it. I did the same thing for her. If I was out, I would buy her something when I was out. And I was an adult. But this was my mom, right? And so I appreciate her so much. And I remember moving in with her when she got sick and having to take care of her. And we used to joke. And I would say, "Ooh, little lady, you better stay healthy. You better stay healthy, because I don't know if I can do a taking care of people thing." Because I always said I am not a good caregiver. I would always say that, right? She was like, "You better not put me in no nursing home." And I'm like, "All right, you better stay healthy." So for a minute, she never should have been there. And I will say that doctor was a quack, because he had us to believe that she was going to be there for 2 weeks because she needed rehab. Hindsight being 2020, and that's a whole nother story. She never should have been there. And one day I said, "Oh, she coming home. This is it. This is all." My brother Larry said, "What you need me to do?" We moved some furniture around, or he moved some furniture around, and I moved in with my mother, and we took care of her until she went home to glory. But I remember bringing her home that day, and she got in her chair, and she said, "My chair." And she was home, and she was happy. And so what I will say to you, if you have parents that are still here, love on them. if the relationship is not good, figure it out. You don't know how much you're going to miss them until you miss them. You don't know how long you're going to miss them until you miss them. And so I would encourage you to try to figure out that. I don't know if some of you have had some really rough times with your parents. I would ask you to try your best to forgive them, and you may not be able to have a full-blown relationship with them, but you're going to have to release some stuff. You're going to have to release some stuff. And with my mom, we had an amazing relationship. We had an amazing relationship. And I look back now and I'm thinking, oh, I wish I could do that. There are still times where I pick up the phone, or I think, oh, I got to call and tell mom this. Or I got to call and tell mom I'm home, because that was one of her things. Not living with her. She still wanted you to call her when you got home, especially if it was night. She wanted you to call her to let her know that you had made it home safely. I miss those times where I could call my mom and let her know that I had made it home safely. And so, but God gave me my sister Brenda, and she is that one that said, oh, you not home yet? You not home yet? And I'm like, oops, girl, I got in here and I started doing X, Y, and Z, and I forgot. And so it's so funny because my friend David has now nicknamed Brenda Lil Essie, right? He calls her Lil Essie. And when we would go and visit my mom, and I would be talking to him on the phone, and I'm like, okay, Brenda has arrived, and he would say, she got a sweater on? Because Lil Essie gonna have to get that sweater, because that's what your mom would have. And I would laugh because, of course, Brenda would have her sweater. And so I thank God for Mama Essie. I thank God for Miss Essie. I thank God for Mom. I thank God for Mama. I thank God for Granny. I thank God for Gigi. I thank God for Aunt Essie. I thank God for Auntie Aunt Essie. I thank God for all the names of people called her Essie Mildred, Essie May. Whatever the love language you had for my mom, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for loving on her. I thank you for loving on her, because I feel that she was the most amazing woman out there. And if you had, like I said, an amazing relationship with your mother, I know that you feel like your mom was the most amazing person as well, and that's okay. That's a great thing. That is an amazing thing. And so I just wanted to come on today just to give tribute to my mom. And just let the world know that I'm still loving her and I'm still missing her. And it will be 5 years on May 28th that she has been gone. She would have been 96 today. She would have been 96 today. She passed away at the age of 91. And she was still cooking at 90, cooking and cleaning. It was just that last year hit her hard. But at the age of 90, my mom was still doing it. As they say, she was still doing the damn thing. And so I appreciate all of you. And I thank you for allowing me to be able to tell you what an amazing woman Essie Steward Russell was and still is in my heart. And if you listen to them grandkids and them great-grandkids, they'll probably try to tell you that she loved them more than she loved us. And sometimes we kind of think that, because we told her, oh, when them grandbabies came along, your kids became chopped liver, because she ain't gonna let nobody mess with her grandkids, and she wouldn't let nobody mess with her kids. And she stood a good 5'1", maybe 5'2", I don't know. But she was strong in stature. Might not have been as tall, but she was a strong woman. So anyway, I'm gonna stop because this is her day. This is her day. So again, thank you for letting me do the tribute to my mother, my mom, my heart. I was her baby girl. Thank you. So until, have a super terrific, amazing day on purpose, because I will be watching. Because we support those who believe they could, but struggle with if they should. And baby, the transformation will be televised. I'm going to chat with y'all later. Enjoy your day.